Hello everybody, my name is Katrinka and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new and you are a stray, I can promise you that you can stay because in this house we do stand Stray Kids. Today we are gonna have yet another reaction to them, but it's gonna be slightly atypical. Now, you know that I reacted to Mayfly a couple of weeks ago. I was smitten, so I wanted to look at each of the groups separately yet again, and especially on their Kingdom performances. I am very excited about today's video because BTOB actually did a cover of Backdoor, and Stray Kids did a cover of I'll Be Your Man, which is BTOB's song. And I think it's really incredible. I think it has to be a great experience for Stray Kids. I'm super happy for them. And I found out that we have pretty good footage of the recording, which you know that I am so freaking excited about the studio footages because they just show everything, show all the process, and I think that's something that people should really see. And then of course the performance on its own. So today we're gonna do a part 1 of my reaction or analysis to I'll Be Your Man, and it's gonna be the studio recording. And then the part 2 we're gonna look at the performance on its own, which is gonna be I'll Be Your Man. It's gonna come probably like 2 days later or a day later, so it's gonna be immediately one after another. So if you're watching this video, don't forget to check out the performance as well. And yeah, let's get into it. If you are interested in everything music and singing related, then this is the right place for you. So please don't forget to subscribe. We're almost at 300,000 subscribers, which is crazy. So if you're gonna help me get there, I will really appreciate it. If you are interested in me singing, I created my second music channel and it's gonna be linked down in the description. And I am preparing my new series, which is gonna be called Song Transformation. And my first song to transform is actually gonna be from Stray Kids. So if you are gonna be really interested in that, then definitely go and subscribe and wait for it to come out because it's a long process. It's gonna be a complete transformation. I'm very excited about that. And finally, if you would like to learn how to sing or you would like to work with me on your voice, down in the description, you're also gonna find a link to my website where it's gonna be all the information that you're gonna need. And yeah, I cannot wait to work with you. And now, without any further ado, Stray Kids, I'll Be Your Man, behind the scenes studio recording. Let's get into it. Okay, so if I'm correct, we have 2 separate footages, so I'm excited.
자, 승민아. 네. 어차피 널 그렇게는 완전 초고음 부분이어서.
Ooh, that's a high tone. It's actually more problematic because of how huge the jump is. There is always a nice thing to be ascending to the highest tone, so there's like a build up, so na 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 na, right? It's just some kind of a build up towards the high tone. But when you have like ta na na ta da da da, the repositioning is super fast and you have to be like mentally there way before it happens. So the jumps difficult. But I believe in Seungmin. He is such a stunning singer. He completely changed my whole stance towards him on Mayfly. That was a stunning performance. He really stood his ground. So I'm so excited for him.
그냥 진짜 너가 음만 잘 찍어놓으면 될 것 같고. C샵이지.
That sounded strange, I know, but that was him opening his pathways, especially to his mix, which is gonna have a lot of work here.
기도라는 곡이 저희가
so this is BTOB.
상섭이랑 저랑 둘이서도 힘들 것 같다라는 곡이었기 때문에 와, 기도?
너무 높아. 듣는 거야 그냥. 원키로 하는 건가요 그거를? 그러면 정말 대단한 친구들이구나.
Are they singing in an original key? A lot of artists do have that 1 or 2 songs in their repertoire. That is also like a really huge challenge for themselves. But you're trained to approach it in a certain way. You know how to open the highest tones because you have done it so many times. It's your song, but they know. Like if you know, you know that this is gonna be a hard piece to do. And I love that he was like, well, then they are incredible people.
기도라는 곡을 고르게 돼서 그런지 가창을 또 보여주면은
그런 걸 보여줄 수 있는 딱 노래긴 하죠.
아예 처음부터 그냥 부르는 것도 완전
네,
원음으로
맞아요.
그러니까 우리한테 진짜 새로운 모습일 것 같기는 해.
To be fair, it is kind of a thing. Like if you choose a very hard song, I don't say that you have to do it, but a lot of times it's really hard to back off and be like, but I'm gonna see it in singing in the lower key, especially on the competitions and special occasions. Like if you choose a really hard song, most people are gonna probably expect for you to sing it in the original key. That's kind of the unlucky side of the hard choice. If you really want to show off, then go and show off. And I commend them for the decision, even though it's a difficult one. Han is incredible. I've said it before when I've seen him on the first take. His resistance is great. He knows how to really belt it out, and he's belting this. He's not even mixing properly. He is just belting this out. And one thing only that I would be really cautious with Han is that he is crazy. Like he's gonna go to lengths. And if I would be his vocal coach, I would just be like, okay, but just let's not overstrain ourselves, okay? Because we don't want to overdo it. But he is freaking incredible. His very fronted sound, very bright and open. I'm always like completely floored by him because he's just like a rapper, and then he backs it out and he just starts doing this.
아 제발에 물어지네 내가.
되게 힘없다. 엄청 높네 이거.
It's really high. I really like. I think even like girls would have issues. So
어려웠어요. 제가
It's
살면서
very hard.
이렇게 어려운 노래는 처음 불러봐요. 이제 BTOB 선배님들을 떠올리면 진짜 노래 잘하는 그룹이라는 이미지가 굉장히
Definitely.
강하잖아요. 근데 저희가 선배님들의 곡을 커버를 하는 입장으로서 그 원곡보다 더 못 미칠까라는 걱정이 조금 많았어요.
it's a really, really difficult piece to take on. This is something that definitely will help establish Stray Kids as a strong vocalist. Like it's not just they're good dancers, it's not just they have nice visual and everything. It's just like they're gonna establish themselves as actually valuable vocalists.
할수 있다.
Let's go. Oh, this is a jump. Seungmin, I kind of never doubted that he's gonna do it. Everybody was super nervous about it, but I've heard him sing in that area, so I think that was okay. It was perfect. Seungmin is just like, you doubted me, huh? You thought.
발음 확실하게.
You can see that the youngling of the group, right? The difference between Seungmin and him singing, Seungmin is much more relaxed. And you can see that when Seungmin approached the higher tone, it was not straining in any shape or form. It was still very relaxed, nicely opened, and there was no like pushing. Like you can see that a youngling has a little bit of the push from like, which he will need to relax a little bit, but still, I'm glad that he has Seungmin because he can learn a lot from him, and I think he can be a great vocalist as well. He already is, but for this kind of singing, you have to be a fantastic vocalist. It's a hard type of singing.
해가지고 약간 감정 확실하게 주니까.
Difficult.
첫 들어가는 제가 진짜 중요할 것 같기는 해. 제 약간 좀 앞쪽에 있긴 하거든. 네. 좀 더 벌려야 될 것 같아. 제발. 오.
Yeah, he encouraged him to incorporate a little bit more warmth from the chest and put it a little bit on the air, so it's not that harsh. especially when you have the first tone and it's a little bit like frontal. Che. If you put it on a little bit air, che, it can create a little bit more warmth in the voice. It's just not that attack on the note. It's just not that direct and not that harsh.
그런 느낌으로.
제발 한 번만 기회를 달라고
다시 할게요.
제발 내게 다시
아니래. 이게
Well, Bangchan is definitely a good leader. I like that he is trying to also keep the aesthetics of the piece, what they are trying to achieve with it, first of all. And second of all, he is not really criticizing anything needlessly, like, hey, do it more with this accent or do it more, I don't know, complicated or whatever. He is actually making it much more sustainable for him. He is asking him to mix more air in it, which is gonna release a lot of the tension. Now, we don't always want to have a lot of air, right? Because we're not trying to make every piece of the, every piece that the singer performs, especially me with my singers, like, yes, air releases a little bit of a tension, but we don't want everything to be like super airy. But if there's something in such a high tension, like he is singing right now, he is asking him to do a little bit more emotion, a little bit more air, so he would ease a lot of that strain.
그 호흡으로 섞어서 이제 너 뱉으면 될 거야.
제발 내게 다시 돌아오라고 다시 할게요.
I think that part was really, really, really good. I see where he is really focusing very hard and he is starting to overthink a little bit. Overthinking happens. It happens to everybody. It happens if you're singing for 15 years, it can happen to you. The overthinking is just your own brain working against you, and that's exactly where the emotion can get completely lost because you're so focused on the details and just so thinking about it so much that emotion can just, fly away. And what I'm trying to see is how the guys are going to help him to diffuse that.
너가 너무 신경 쓰고 있어서 그런 걸 수도 있을 것
It's because you worry too much about it. Yes.
감정만 느껴지면 돼. 그냥. 제발.
Bangchan is literally like me. Like I would give my last breath to the singer. He's like going through it with them. Nice.
할 수 있어요. 할 수 있어.
더 새로운 모습? 이게 스트레이 키즈다라는 거를 각인시키고 싶어요. 긴장감 가지고 신경 써서 해야 될 것 같아요.
이번 2차 경연이 또 하나의 큰 도전인 것 같아서 긴장이 되는 건 어쩔 수 없는 것 같아. 우리 보컬 라인 친구들도 좀 부담이 꽤나 클 것 같은데 잘할 수 있을 것 같아서.
I'm sorry for Han because I think like Han has like the hardest part so far from what I've heard. And he's just like, oh yeah, well, if I'm gonna screw up, then we're all screwed up. Like, thanks for the pressure. I mean, I feel like Bangchan is, I've said it a million times before, right? I am a huge fan of Bangchan. I think he is freaking amazing. But he's not that kind of a leader, or basically, I feel like he is almost like their mentor, even though they are good. They are each good at what they do. But he is validating their feelings as a singers, because as a singer you'd have a doubt, it like in everything else, like if you would do sports, if you would do, I don't know, whatever, you do have like questionable moments, like, am I doing this right? Was this a good choice? And what you have to do as either vocal coach or a leader, because he is doing a lot of vocal coach kind of work right here as well, especially kind of the psychological part of it, right? To hype up the person, to validate their worries. Like, you cannot be like, you have nothing to worry about, whatever, it's gonna be fine. That does not really diffuse the stress in people. That does not cut it. Like, validate their feelings first. Like, yes, it's okay to be nervous, it's okay to be stressed, this is a hard piece, but we can do it. We if we could focus, we can like really nail this. So he is choosing the best approach ever.
아니야 쉽지 않아. 야 템포 쳤어.
I'm so sorry for Han.
후회 없는 무대 만들어 봅시다.
화이팅! 화이팅!
너를 놓지 않을게 두번 다시 날 그렇게 다투고 있을까 평생 아무것도 못하는 내가 수 있는 거야 꼼수들하는 것도 못하는 내가 수 있는 거야 꼼수들하는 바라 비를 보내어 괜찮겠어 Baby you're crazy 아무것도 모르는 내가 어떻게 자기가 숨쉬기도 못쳐 백조는 듯한 감정 외치면 못하는 내가 수 있는 거야 꼼수들하는 바라 비를 보내어 괜찮겠어.
I love how Seungmin is just composed at all times. He knows what he's doing. He is very well trained, and just his composure is like the calmness in him. I always experience this in people who like genuinely worked their ass off on their art. Like they did their best, and they were like, when you work a lot and you work very hard, it comes with a certain composure and confidence, and he has that. He has that. Like if you compare it with a youngling, he's so nervous because he knows he's not that 100% confident in himself like Seungmin. It's gonna come with time, and he has a great bunch of people to help him there.
아 노래 진짜 잘 불러야겠다. 우리 노래하는 멤버들 조금만 더 잘해보자. 이거 너무 적나라하게 들린다.
제발 한 번만 기회를 달라고 혼자 될 순 없어.
예나 없어 할 때 힘 안 돼서 안 될 것 같으면 그냥 가성으로 쳐.
It's okay. I think it's super high, and honestly, I don't really consider it a necessity to always belt stuff out, especially if you know that your nerves can get the best out of you. In a calm, composed, and relaxed surroundings, you can do definitely much better than under tons of stress, movement, the sense of responsibility for, you know, like the whole team, the whole band and everything, like the outcome of the performance. Just there's so much stress, and I'm so sorry for and I completely understand it. And it's not really like, hey, you cannot do it with falsetto. That's not that. Like it's literally just don't put yourself under that much stress if the outcome is gonna be probably the same because they're singing like in, you know, in duet.
혹시나 실수하지 않을까? 많이 떨렸어요.
보컬 멤버들도 그렇고 모든 멤버들이 이번 곡을 준비하면서 정말 모든 걸 쏟아 부은 게 느껴지거든요. 그 모든 걸 쏟아 부은 만큼 결과가 뭔가 헛되지 않았으면 좋겠어요.
저희가 반지를 왜 이쪽 손가락에 맞췄겠어요? 1등 하려고죠.
2차 경연 마지막 팀입니다.
Alright, so that's it for the first like a prep phase plus studio, and I have one more footage from the studio which I was trying to find for a very long time because I wanted to see Han recording his vocals because I know what he's about to sing, and that is I need to hear it. So I found it. Let's see.
자, 한번 해볼까요?
오케이, 해보겠습니다.
아 맞아 이것도
Han has different kind of confidence than Seungmin. If you look at it, Seungmin has this composed confidence. Like he does get stressed out. You can see, but he is like perfectly putting it in his composure and calmness. While Han is just like the chaotic confidence. Like but the chaotic one, I'm that one by the way. If I'm under a lot of pressure as a singer, I start to be like literally I'm Han. That's it. That's me.
쉬웠었어.
So I can relate.
금방이 안 나와가지고.
야 간다, 베이비.
이런 느낌도 괜찮은 것 같아.
Look at Bangchan. He's just like embodying himself to every member. When somebody is in that booth, Chris is there with him. 100%.
Baby, yeah, baby, yeah,
The high pass.
don't 들어? Okay, let's go. Baby, baby, you're prey, yeah. Oh, gotta.
Yeah. So it was not incorrect, but this happens if you physically feel that isn't 100% that the vocal cords are going to sustain the pressure that you put in on them, and you're kind of like, okay, this is going to tremble. So need to start again. But I love Han's just so fronted sound. he does open a lot, which is in that belt is absolutely necessary. Like you cannot avoid that. And his tone is incredible. He would be a great rock singer as well because he has that. He has that it factor for a rock singer.
형, 딱 두 번만 더 해보자. 야, 이거 내 자존심이 허락을 안 해, 지금.
If you hear him speaking, he also has a very direct speech. So a lot of times he's speaking like this. And that, you can like immediately spot the way he's gonna sing. Ooh.
승부욕이 있어서
잠깐만.
Shirt off, this is getting important.
열심히 할게요, 피디님. 파이팅! 스티비 원더, I can do it.
Stevie Wonder, I can do it.
맞아. Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Woo! Let's go. Han, I believe in you.
Baby, you're praying, praying, oh
No, no. He's almost there. He needs to fix the placement a tiny bit. It needs to be slightly more stable so he can finish the whole phrase without it actually falling apart. It's about mental blocks for him, but I feel like Han knows how to kind of, you know, abolish his own mental block. Like, for example, with this, he's gonna start to do stupid stuff, sing whatever he wants to sing, and just like play around and hit a couple of tones. He even hit a couple of tones higher than what he's supposed to sing right now. And that helps a lot. Like if you're struggling with a tone, go back to exercise. I go back to exercise with my students, but a lot of times you can also just fool around and try to climb higher without that pressure of the stress of that exact phrase that you need to sing, and just like, you know, diffuse that stress in you and be like, okay, I just sang a tone that was like 3 tones higher than this. I'm good. I'm good. This is a piece of cake. Nicely done. Beautiful mix.
오케이, 진짜 마지막으로 한번 해볼게요.
Let's go.
자, 해볼게요. 이거 안 되면 집 가. 오케이, 집 간다.
Baby, you're praying, 제발 내 이름을 불러줘.
Nicely done.
와, 진짜 막 불러달래잖아.
It is on the very edge of what Han can do. Like this is still very full, very nicely anchored. The upper tone that he went, that was very high in his mix as well. But this is even for Han, this was a huge challenge, and he did very well. So super proud of him. If I would choose one person who would be able to belt it out from this group, it would be Han. Especially because the way he sings and the way his tone quality is just so very well suited for this. Gorgeous. Okay, well, I cannot wait for the performance, because now we've seen what was in a recording studio, and now we're gonna go and react to the performance itself. I'm sorry if I talked too much. I tried to analyze as much as possible because I love the studio recordings. I think they're so much fun because I can tell you so much about that. Really, like, they are detailists, and especially when you're recording at a studio, you want the best take that you can do. So we're gonna see how it's gonna go live. So if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to subscribe right here. Here is the video where I actually react to the performance itself, and here is the rest of my Korean reactions. Please stay safe and healthy. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.